something that I tried to incorporate myself too. It's just when I get to the paint, throw a shoulder fake and see if you can get him to go with you. Because once you get that open body, you're able to make a scoring of 9 times out of 10, which Steve does really well, and something that I've been able to replicate a little bit. Yeah, no problem.
Gus, a lot is made of physicality and everything, especially for big men coming into Big Ten basketball. What other kind of adjustments have you noticed that you're going to need to implement into your game to be able to play well at this level?
I think that, like in high school, the biggest thing for me was I was so much bigger than people, so I could just bury them or hit them a couple of times, and I'd be able to find my positioning, find my way. I can't do that here. So it's kind of more about timing and timing up when you hit the paint, when you hit your guy, on defense, when the ball is moving so that you can get your feet across or your body across onto someone's hip in time to front the post, play behind the post if you need to. So just kind of more timing, being smart with it. It's more of a mental game now than it is a physical game, and it's just kind of adjusting to that. I also lost some weight, so it's not like I'm not able to just throw my whole body into people and get an advantage off of that. And it's kind of just playing off of physics and like what you see and what you're kind of picking up on your opponent.
I'm curious what your thoughts are just on the front court depth overall. I mean, obviously you haven't played a game yet, but just coming in here, what are your thoughts on that?
We got a lot of guys who can go at the 4 and the 5 for sure. I think most importantly, Steven and Tyler coming back. It's just they're both so good, so talented. They're so great to learn from, so great to play against because they push me so much by being so good and kicking my ass sometimes. They're awesome. They're great players. They know what to do. They've been doing this for 4 or 5 years, so they're great. And then having guys like Chris Hodges, Marcus Ilver, Nolan, Winter, like those guys push me just as much too. And like Chris Hodges and Marcus Ilver coming back, they've known the system, they know what they're doing. It's not like I'm playing against just a regular guy in practice. They push me super hard, super great players, fast, quick. Chris is really strong. He's made such a big leap with that. He pushes me in the paint, can knock me around. Marcus is a great shooter, gets to the rim really quickly. He's got good fast moves. Nolan's got probably one of the brightest futures on anyone on the team. He's got can shoot the shit out of the ball, rebounds really well, gets to the rim, finishes strong. He's just a great player, and I think he and I will have a really, really great career together as post players.
The last thing I have for you is just what's been the biggest adjustment so far for you, just as a college freshman, so you're coming to Madison, not just as a basketball player?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of the balance part. There's so much that gets thrown at you right away with academics, athletics, social life, and it's just kind of finding the balance, making sure what's important to you is what's important to you. You're here to play basketball, you're here to be a student, and then you're here to have friends and make a social life. So it's just kind of making sure your priorities are straight, doing what you do, handling your business, getting it done in the classroom and on the court, and then having fun. So just kind of finding that balance and making sure you stick to it.
For sure.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no problem.
I heard you lost 35 pounds.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So it's been a year since September, and I've lost 42 total, 35 most of them.
42 total?
Yeah.
And there was long distance running. Is that how did you do it?
So I would lift at school with my team in the preseason, and then once the season and postseason came around, those lifts kind of got cut back because our team didn't need it as much, and I needed it way more. So I would take my car. I brought my car from Wisconsin to Indiana so that I could have a car on campus, and when my car was on campus, I would take it and drive to our strength and conditioning coach's gym, and I would lift with him there, and he kind of would put me through weight strength and conditioning programs, cardio programs. He and I, in the spring, we agreed that I could run a half marathon, and I trained, prepared, and finished a half marathon, which was awesome. And then on top of that, I was lifting 4 times, 5 times a week. So it was just putting a penny in the jar every single day and making sure that it's not something that gets changed in 2 weeks. It took 6-7 months for me to really see a change and a difference, and I'm super happy with it, and I'm going to keep moving forward.
I'm guessing something took place at La Lumiere where you're playing against, I mean, not that you haven't seen them in the past, but those schedules are obviously a grind, and you're going against NBA guys nightly.
Yeah.
What kind of took place there? You said, okay, I need to be in a different type of shape or be able to move better, whatever was it?
So it was actually before I even got to La Lumiere, and I wanted to transfer for my senior year because I wanted to play in the NIBC, and I had just come off my junior year of recovering and being hurt, and I had a big summer and wanted to play against the best players. There was a school that wanted me to go there and play backup for them for a big that they had in the NIBC, and the big was a rim protector, rim threat, like kind of like that style of player, not really a playmaker, shooter, or anything like that. And their reasoning for me not wanting to start was just that I wasn't quick enough, I wasn't fast enough. Like that wasn't really my game. They wouldn't really be ready for me, and so I really used that as motivation. I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna do everything that I can to make sure that I'm gonna make sure you eat those words when we come and we play you. So I did exactly that. I went out in the fall. I gave it my all every single day. I was in the gym, working out, doing stuff on the bike, doing stuff in the like running the sand dunes in Michigan. It's just 30 minutes away from Indiana, where our school was. Go out there, run a sand dune. Just put in a crazy amount of work so that I knew that when we got to that time, those coaches wouldn't be able to say that, and other coaches in the rest of the league would have to say he's a real threat, and we have to prepare for him every single night. And so I took it personally, and I wanted to make sure it was the best thing I could do for me.
Did you face that team or player?
I did, and we lost both times, which was really unfortunate. We should have won them, but I definitely won the matchup both times. As little as that matters, it matters to me in the long run, but I really, really wish we could have got him into those games.
How do you think you and Nolan just complement each other as a front court of the future?
I think right now we're definitely competing against each other, and that's like great. It's great to have healthy competition between each other, fighting for minutes this year. But I think once we get through this year, next year a little bit, and we start to cement like ourselves as faces of this program, it's going to be scary. Nolan and I are really good players. He's a really smart player, fast player, gets to the rim with ease, can shoot the ball extremely well, knows what he's doing, is smart as well on defense. And I think in the future it's going to be really well because we know how to feed each other and play off of each other too, and it helps that we're both spending a lot of time together.
How are you just noticing, your body transformation affect you on the court? What ways is it helping you here in college already?
I mean, I knew it was going to be hard for me in college playing defense against quicker, faster guys on the perimeter and ball screens and stuff like that. So once I kind of figured that out and realized that I needed to lose that, and I did lose that, it's gotten a lot easier. I'm able to stay in front of guys, close out on guys, and guard them for 2 more steps, 3 more steps. When I play at the rim, it's not me just hitting guys and moving them off their spot anymore. I'm able to get there, wall them up, and stay in front of them. And then even on offense, me being able to run the floor, it's gotten so much easier. And although I'm not as strong as I used to be because I was able to kind of throw my body around a little bit more, I still had that ability to stick my butt on someone and seal and get a good position. And I've done that before in practice. And I think that because I've been faster, I'm able to get my guy behind me and kind of out of the play earlier, and it's easier to seal because of it. So I think that my body changing has been awesome, and it's opening up doors for me that I haven't had open before.
Are you back at practice right now?
Yeah, I've been back in practice this week, and I was working out full contact over the weekend too, and then last Thursday, Friday, I did not contact.
Are you able to talk about the scooter accident or what kind of?
It was really minor. Something happened around the last Thursday, or maybe 2 Thursdays ago now. Minor accident. I bumped my head a little bit, scraped up my arms, had a small concussion. I'm much better now. It was just a freak accident that happened, and I'll be back. I'll be okay.
How much scooter experience do you have at 6'9"?
I have a lot, and it's gonna. If you know what really happened, you know what really happened.
Okay.
It's just it's a freak accident that I promise you it was not my scootering ability, and I'll be back in the future.